Hey guys, welcome to J&Bae TV.
What's going on?
Going on TV. We're on our way to church. So church, and John is gonna commentate everything on the way there. Everything. Church.
Hey, what a house.
That's right.
This is me hoping that he doesn't say anything bad. Okay.
Yeah.
Anywho, so I had to write this on a note card because since the kids are in the car, I tend to forget stuff or they interrupt me 12,000 times, and so I can't remember what I'm trying to say. But I posted on our Instagram earlier this week, and if you don't follow us on Instagram, we would love for you to. It's just J&Bae TV on Instagram.
Yep. We
post cute stuff, and you get to see this face.
And this face.
And this face. Faces. Anywho, okay. So I posted this quote from Max Lucado, however you say that.
Lucado.
We're in the South, so Lucado.
Right.
Anywho, so it said, I was like, babe, why you stopped at the stop sign so long?
There's a car.
Oh.
I got this.
I'll
I'm a
be
professional.
I'll be over here. Okay, so conflict is inevitable, but combat is optional. And so I love that. Hey, John, buddy. John, can you be quiet for just a few minutes, okay? Thanks, you're so good. Okay, so conflict is inevitable, but combat is optional. And so I took this quote as a marriage quote, which I'm sure it applies to any type of conflict. But I know, like, in our early days in our relationship, when we got into fights, it was not just conflict. It was straight up combat. Whatever. Not us actually like physically fighting, but like you can fight somebody with your words and not have to do anything physical. And so
most of the time that hurts worse.
And so we've got a blog post coming out. We started a blog. It's called Magnetic Marriages. And so I'm still getting like posts up on that blog. But this week's post is just going to talk about, fighting well and rules to help you fight well. And I talk about how we actually broke up on Christmas last year.
We did, America.
So I will post that blog post and just kind of talk through what kind of went down there. But we have since learned not to be in combat with each other when we fight.
Yeah.
So
we have. And it's been great. And you want to talk about what we have posted in our bedroom to help us? Well, we have fighting rules. And it could vary with each couple.
Yeah.
But ours is like not to leave.
Mm-hmm.
This guy. Not to yell.
Not yell. Okay, maybe I do. Okay, boys, hush. But anywho, so we'll talk more about that on the blog post. But just remember, and we all have to remember this, that your spouse is not your enemy. They are your friend. And so even when you get into disagreements, like my superpower is pissing off Jacob, honestly, because I can be really quick with my words. And so I have to learn to not be so quick with my words. But even when you get into disagreements, like I remind myself that if Jacob says something offensive, he's not trying to be offensive. He loves me. And so it just depends on the way that I'm taking it, and the same for him. Yeah. So today we just want to encourage you to remember that your spouse is your friend. They're not your enemy. And conflict in your marriage and relationship is inevitable, but combat is optional. You don't have to go to war with each other.
Because most of the time, it's just...
John, buddy, we're almost done.
Most of the time, it's just a misunderstanding anyway.
It is, most of the time. So.
I mean, you could say something and have a certain tone to it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, but she doesn't mean it that way, or your spouse don't mean it that way.
Yeah.
So.
And we will, on a side note, say some relationships are just toxic. And if you're with somebody who cuts you down, who cuts you down with their words on purpose, and you know that that's what they're doing, that there's a difference in being in a verbally abusive relationship. So we're not talking about that. They're just gonna talk. It is what it is. You cute today, babe.
Am I, babe?
I mean, you cute every day, but
you are too, babe.
Hey,
you killing them.
Okay, we need to turn this camera off. We hope you guys have a fantastic week, and we will see you next week.
Bye, America.
Bye.